Everyone talks about mental health, but how many men actually know how to express their emotions? We hit the streets of Barcelona to find out. The conversations we had, honest, surprising, and way more real than we expected.
Let's grow. All right. Okay, really formal again. So hey, what's your name?
Hi, Oliver.
Oliver, nice to meet you. What's your name?
Sarah.
Like, do you feel it's difficult for you to open up, or what's your?
Well, it's funny that you come up with this because we just had a conversation.
No, okay.
She thinks.
Let me guess. Like, you wanted to open up, and she's like, "No, I wanted that you like more close."
Yeah, exactly that. No, she's. I mean, for my feeling, I'm sharing more and more, but apparently I'm not.
Yeah.
So it's something that I need to work on as well.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely the case within our age.
Yeah.
It's not like a given to just share everything.
Yeah.
Because it's also a vulnerable position to be in, I think.
Yeah, it feels scary also.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. So working on that at the moment.
Nice. First of all, high five on that, man.
Yeah,
because it's like difficult, super difficult.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
And it's I think a progress. Yeah, it's funny that you asked now. Like,
well, it was meant to be, maybe. Yeah?
I think so. Yeah. So I agree. I think it's definitely a thing that we need to work on.
Yeah.
What are you guys' names?
John.
And?
Solène.
Nice to meet you guys. I want to ask you a question. How easy do you find it to talk about your feelings?
Pretty hard by the past, but now I'm better.
You're better. How come you're better?
I'm working on me every time to have the abilities to talk and about my feelings.
Very cool. And can I ask what specifically you do? I mean, it sounds like you're on a journey, which is amazing.
Think about myself, be helped by a psychologist sometimes, that's it. And understand that if I can talk, I will be in trouble in a few months and so I have to talk. But from years, it was pretty hard.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing so openly.
All right. So first of all, my name is Kevin. What's your name? Prem, nice to meet
what's
you.
Your name?
Kevin.
Kevin. Okay,
Yeah.
Kevin.
And what's your name? You don't need to hide.
Amida.
So my first question is, like, how easy it is for you to connect with yourself, like to feel yourself?
Well, I don't know about easy or hard, but it's essential, and the way that I do that is through meditation.
And you always knew that? Like, you always had this?
No, of course not.
No.
It's you find your way through life, and sometimes life points you in the right direction. In fact, it's probably always pointing you in the right direction, but you're not paying any attention. So sometimes you begin to pay attention, and here we are.
What's your name?
Gileman.
Guilherme, nice to meet you. Quick question. How emotionally connected do you think you are? How in touch are you with your feelings?
Now I'm good. I'm doing well. I'm in treatment for 2 years. So I'm good now, right now. I'm very, very connected to my emotion.
Wow, thank you for sharing. And it sounds like this wasn't always the case. What made you say that, you want to work on your feelings and be more connected?
I suffer from anxiety for some years and initiated treatment. So I'm now past 1 year and a half of treatment. I'm doing very well.
Amazing. What a journey.
My name is Sergi.
Sergi, nice to meet you. Sergi. Sergi from Istanbul. Huh?
Yeah.
Nice. We are conducting interviews to find out, like, what do you think makes up a man? Like, what is manly in your eyes?
Manly?
Yeah, what's manly?
I think hunting.
Hunting? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you also like fishing?
Yeah, maybe fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? And fixing something,
Yeah.
bringing some money to home.
Okay, yeah.
That's, I think, that these
Yeah,
things,
okay.
yeah.
What, like, is it difficult for you to like talk about feelings as a
Yeah.
man? Is it difficult for you?
For me,
Yeah.
it's not difficult because my environment, my friends also open-minded, a little bit.
Wow. Well, why is that?
Because I don't know, we don't like to see the world like that.
Yeah, open-minded.
And
nice.
nobody judge me if I tell my feelings.
Yeah.
And I don't judge anybody.
So first of all, you get like a
Thank you.
for this. That's super brave,
Thank you.
Because we think it's super manly if you can because it's scary, Like it's not
But
easy.
Man also cried, no problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is it easy for you to cry?
Easy. I don't cry. I don't cry very well, but if I cry, I cry. I don't cry. I don't cry.
It's
no
super
problem.
cool.
Yeah.
You're a super cool guy.
Thank
for
you,
not-
man.
for
Thank
saying
you.
that,
Nice
yeah.
to meet you. Nice. Dankeschön.
Yeah.
One more question. What about other male friends or, you know, maybe brothers or like other men in your life? Do you think they find it easy to talk about their feelings?
No, absolutely not. This is what I am trying to do with my friend. Just, guys, I changed by myself, so now it's your time to change and talk more and more.
Nice, very cool. The other men in your life, whether it's brother, father, male friends, how emotionally connected do you think they are?
Sometimes not that much. I think that when you are good, when you have emotional intelligence, you can see how other men are not very good connected with their emotions.
So in general, like what I already teased on, like we doing a YouTube channel about men's mental health, and you know, like you need your help. Okay,
Yeah.
We're on this journey together, and like when you think about the man in your environment, like how easy or tough it is for them to open up, or do they open up? Or what do you think?
I think it's often hard for men to open up, and that makes it really hard to like form a deep and lasting relationship with them. In my past, like I've had a boyfriend who like only talked like about his emotions when he was drunk. That made it really hard for me to be able to like connect to him on an emotional level, and that was kind of just like how the relationship ended, was because he couldn't like communicate what he was feeling and what he wanted from me.
Yeah, so it's essential for a working relationship, I guess. Then.
Yeah.
Helvis.
Elvis, okay. Where is this name coming from?
My name comes from. It's Pharaonic and Greek name.
Oh wow,
Old
nice.
name, yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. So I wanted to ask you, like, is it easy for you to connect with your feelings, like to express your feelings?
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
easy.
I like to express my feelings and talk about it when I'm happy or sad.
And you can do it with ever, like.
Yeah, with my friends, my sisters, the people who are close to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think it's different for men?
Yeah, I think in my community, in my society, it's not easy to express their feeling when they are sad or disappointed. They don't feel it's easy to them to express or cry or explain it.
Well, why is it easy for you? Or like, what easier for you? What do you think?
I think women are taught that we are just kind of emotional beings in a way, even though as like humans we all just have emotions, but it's thought more acceptable in some ways for women, but we're also criticized for it. But like women are like seen fine if they cry, but like men aren't allowed to. So that's where like the big like issue comes from, is that women are taught that our emotions are okay and men are taught that theirs aren't.
What's your perspective on that topic?
I think it is sort of easier for women just because, in a way, to communicate, just because of it's much more natural from childhood, I think, to be friends and to chatter with each other. And
maybe one question for you. How do you think women are on this journey? Do you think your female friends and you find it easier to talk about your feelings?
Yeah, I think it's not a big surprise, but it's way easier for women to share. I don't know if it's because of the education or I don't know, but definitely we girls share much more between each other.
Cool, but then glad to see that you're on the right journey, and thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much. You have like a easier time to like share your feelings and like see what's going on in you?
Yeah, I think I do know.
And what about like your friends? Like, do you have like a group of friends with who you can like talk and express your feelings?
Yeah. Also, immediate like first thing I do is call my friends.
Yeah.
If I feel bad.
But mainly women or?
Mainly women.
Mainly women. Do you have any male friends where you can talk?
Mostly gay friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why you think that? Like, it's mainly women or like?
I don't know. I guess you connect more with women. You feel more safe probably to share. Mm-hmm. They're probably going through the same thing as you, so.
For me, it's much easier if I can tag along with some fellow friends on this journey. So it's important for me to accumulate some people around me that I can express myself to.
Yeah.
Is this something you also found in your life? People, maybe
we did. We both did independently. We found ourselves in India at an ashram of infamous or famous guru in Germany named Rajneesh, Osho.
Osho, yeah. Osho meditation, yeah, I know.
Yeah, so that's us.
And do you have like some friends with who you can talk, or
Yeah,
is it mainly your?
I do with like my best friends.
Oh, that's super nice.
I've like two of my best friends that I talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have those people around me, so I think I'm blessed with that. I think not everyone has that.
Yeah, super nice. Yeah, it's super important. Like this
you?
kind of foundation. Yeah, I mean, I have these two actually.
So nice.
You know, like that I can talk to. But I have to admit that like mainly I share with one of my best friends is a girl, and with her it's most easy for me to open up and share.
I just feel like with the male friends, you're gonna have more in common too.
Exactly, and that's sometimes what we're missing, you know, like we're going through the same things, same struggles, but still at the same time it's difficult to share among us, especially for maybe strangers or not like best friends or whatever. Why do you think it is?
Yeah, what that is
like that's difficult to
share find people.
Yeah, not to share with fellow men. Maybe not your best friend, but like let's say you're not so best friends, like your normal friends.
Because I think you show like a side of vulnerability. I think maybe a weaker side of you.
Yeah.
That we might not be used to show.
Yeah. Like society frowns upon men that are vulnerable.
Yeah.
Or have any problem.
I think we, especially men, we suffer from depression, from the, I don't know how to say it in English, patriarchy, maybe?
Patriarchy.
Patriarchy, yeah. That we have to work all the time, and if you were not working, we are not good. I think it's that.
Why do you think that is?
Because I think in my community, they taught them to not to cry, because if you are crying, you are not a real man. And that's not true. That's not wrong. That's wrong. That's not true.
And you know, like how good it is to express your own feeling.
It's
like
very important because I think all the mental issues came from people who don't express their feelings and don't deal with it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. What do you think if you see a man cry? Is it like feminine, or what do you think? It's like not manly, or?
No, I love seeing men cry.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's normal.
Yeah.
I think the stigma is like crazy around men showing their emotion.
Men stigmatize it themselves.
Yeah.
I don't think it comes so much from females.
Yeah.
I think we're very used to it because, like you said, we're taught that that's super normal, but guys kind of judge each other for it more.
And why do you think it's stigmatized?
I actually don't know.
I think it is because it's seen as like a womanly emotion.
Too feminine.
Yeah. So like if you're like a masculine man, you're not allowed to cry because then you're becoming too much of a woman.
Yeah. I think people think that like emotions make you weak, but I don't think that.
Yeah, it sounded like you think it's the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's cool to show emotion, care.
And it's super nice that you're sharing that openly, because I think many men actually need to hear that. You know, like we first need to hear that, and then at some point maybe we believe it as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And what do you think about that? Like, do you think it's more vulnerable? Like he's like less of a man when he's opening up and sharing? Or?
I was telling him that he should share more with because then like there's more things to know and to like. So like if he doesn't share, then you can't like connect.
Yeah.
So you're never gonna like have true friends if you don't share.
What do you think like is a woman, like women's role in that? Like how you can support us men in that? What do you think?
In my experience, I don't know. I think sharing first, probably a little bit, and then create an environment where it feels like it's safe to share, and that you're not gonna judge.
And maybe also not weak, no?
Yeah.
Like that you're not
exactly
seen as a weak man if you share, but maybe the opposite.
Like if you, exactly. Yeah, actually, 100%. If you share, it means that you're not scared of sharing. Like the opposite is like, wow, you're that scared that you can't share.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you very much.
Do you mean how can women help men? Is that sort of
that
what
would
you're
be
saying?
perfect. Yeah, that's yeah.
I think sort of the most important thing is not to have an idea of how somebody should be.
Yeah.
That you have to really allow a person to be and get to know them as they are without. I think a lot of women want to change. You want to change somebody because maybe you see they have a problem and you want to fix it, but I don't think that's what you need to do. I think you just need to kind of coexist in a loving way.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Just starting the conversations, because I feel like it's a lot less likely for men to start a deep emotional conversation, and it's more likely for a female to do that.
Just talking about it more.
Yeah.
All right.
Not judging.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Final question, how do you think, what could be a first step for them to go on this journey?
I think it's good to search for professionals, for doctors, do therapy, and search for help. I think it's mainly that. You need to search for that.
You have a lot of experience already. What would you maybe give advice to fellow men that like maybe our age, younger, to, is there anything you would share with them?
Know thyself. Like, don't be afraid of whatever it is that you find there. Don't judge it. Get familiar with it. Make friends with it. And then making friends with yourself will be much easier to communicate and express to others. The most important thing is making friends with yourself. From there, wherever it goes.
Thank you very much for sharing this. Thank you very much.
All right, we heard the men and people of Barcelona talking about their emotions. How about yourself? How do you feel? Benyi, how are you connected to emotions? You seem like you already have an answer. I feel that there's still a wall to my emotions and that it's still a bit numb. Yesterday I had a situation where my ex-girlfriend, she had to come to get her stuff out of the flat. Felt nothing. You like I felt super sad, but I couldn't really express that, you know. Now we have these tools, for example the breath work or meditation. So I have the tools to actually get there, but on a daily basis I would say I feel still a bit numb. It takes some time, you know, like if you numb yourself, and we all did this for 20-25 years, how can we expect then like within 1 year we like completely feel everything and opened up? Now I think I progressed a lot since the last year, so I feel much more, I think, so in both ways. So I feel much often sad and so on, but I try to appreciate it also, you know, because every emotion is somehow, it's human. If I can decide, would I have rather no emotions, like just like a straight line, or have like these high emotions where I sometimes feel really sad, but also really feel happiness and gratefulness, and like I have to say 100% I always choose the line. The flat line. Always choose the flat line. Perfect. No. The answer to the question is you feel connected. I feel more connected. I still feel this like wall at some point. You also feel that. Yeah, I definitely see there's room for big room for potential, but I at least I feel some progress. But you know what's still difficult for me? Like I define what it is. Am I now sad? Am I frustrated? Am I disappointed? Yeah. You know, if you have never worked with emotions, you're like, what is this? Okay, so you see we are on our own journeys, right, to find these things out. So if you want to join us, you can follow along. If you like the video, we are super happy for like, comment, suggestions for improvements. And in return, we will really give our best, like give the most authentic versions of ourselves, create the best content, acquire the best experts in return. Let's grow!